Hi, and welcome to Not Just Making the Tea, the podcast which discusses the realities of our career and life choices whilst made at school and college. It celebrates the parts that haven't gone to plan as much as those which have. With every chat, we plan to explore what life skills there are to be learnt and how they can influence and help us to be more successful. I'm your host, Rachel Price, founder of Amali.com, the career website for young adults. So I wanted to say thank you for taking the time out to listen to this podcast. I hope that you enjoy the experience and that you will continue to join me and my future guests on our journey. I really appreciate anyone who takes the time to listen, so remember to like, subscribe and send me some feedback and comments. I hope that you'll find these episodes thought-provoking, entertaining and hopefully they'll add some positive vibes for your day. So on that note, let's get started with today's topic. How to improve your assertiveness. Assertiveness is a type of behaviour which focuses on equality, ensuring that the needs of all parties involved are met as best as possible. It relies on building supportive relationships as opposed to developing those which are oppressive. Learning this type of communication style can take you far both in your personal and professional life. How does assertiveness differ from other communication styles? There are 3 other communication styles to be aware of apart from assertiveness. They are passive, passive-aggressive and aggressive. Assertive communication differs because it focuses on having all the needs of different parties met in a way that is direct. It differs from the other styles because passive people tend to focus on meeting the needs of others over their own. Passive-aggressive people tend to focus on meeting the needs of others whilst making them feel bad or guilty for needing the help. And aggressive people tend to focus on meeting the needs of just their own. The benefits of being assertive. While developing assertiveness is not easy, it does come with a few key benefits, making the effort more than worthwhile. Number 1. Assertive people tend to get promoted more quickly, as they tend to be well liked and get things done. 2. Assertive people can negotiate win-win situations with ease. 3. Assertive people are better problem solvers. And number 4. Assertive people tend to feel less anxiety and stress overall. Steps to becoming more assertive. Becoming assertive is not necessarily easy. Thankfully, there are a few simple steps with which you can start to help yourself learn how to balance passiveness and aggression in order to achieve the right balance of assertiveness. Firstly, you need to value yourself, as well as knowing and understanding your rights. Having confidence in yourself is the cornerstone of assertiveness. Secondly, learn how to apply that confidence in expressing your wants and needs. When you're able to do so, you may find that your wants and needs get met with much less resistance. You should also take the time to think about your message so that you can get across in a clear and positive way, or as positively as possible. This also makes people more receptive to what you are trying to achieve. Finally, to truly master assertiveness, you need to learn to master the art of saying no. This can be extremely difficult, especially if you're not accustomed to saying it often. However, you need to realise that you cannot do everything for everybody, nor can you please everyone all of the time. As a result, you may have to say no from time to time, if only to preserve the integrity of your existing work or fulfilling prior obligations. Utilising assertive communication techniques. When participating in conversations, there are a few assertive communication techniques that you should be familiar with. These can help you become more assertive, even when you're feeling nervous or overly defensive or aggressive. You could try the following. Use I statements. Phrasing things in a way that makes your needs and wants central firmly gets your point across without seeming aggressive. For example, I feel that we should get this report out to the rest of the staff. This makes your request easily understood. Empathy. Always listen to your conversation partner and try to understand how they see the situation. Then express your needs in light of this information, using an I understand statement, such as, I understand that you're experiencing difficulty with this project. Let's sit down and see how we can work it out. The broken record technique. Sometimes you may need to repeat your comment several times before the meaning gets across. This can be particularly true in workplace scenarios, when you may be asked to take on more than you feel comfortable, or happy to handle. Instead of refusing once or twice, repeat your language using the same language until the meaning is understood and becomes clear. In this example, you could say something such as, "I'm not able to take on any more work right now," in response to each follow-up question, which is used to try to coerce you into doing more work. Escalation. Sometimes assertiveness does not work the first time. In situations such as these, you need to be firmer, whilst remaining polite and with a respectful tone. You can do this by reminding the person why you need to speak with them and letting them know what the consequences are if they fail to comply. For example, "This is the 4th time you've come in over 30 minutes late. If this happens once more, we will need to have a disciplinary meeting." And finally, ask for time. You may not always be able to respond assertively or even appropriately depending upon the circumstance. In these situations, there is nothing wrong with asking for more time, to think through the situation and then to address the issue. Learning a whole new communication style can take time. However, if you focus on the elements we've covered today, you will be well on your way to a better type of communication style, one that strives for balance and equality every time. So that's our topic for today. I hope you found some points of use and interest. For more information, check out the resources within the Learning Hub on amali.com. Additionally, go to amali.com and subscribe for updates and activities on topics aimed to help us all be more successful in life. Thank you once again for listening. Keep safe and smile always.